And we're live. Good evening. I'm your host, Noel Clubb, here in the Clubb Tracks TV show. And welcome to Spanish Sports World Network on Zingo TV, channel 250. Please remember to download the Zingo TV app from respective iOS and Android app stores, as the app is absolutely free. And while you download, please be sure to rate and leave us a comment because we always want to hear from you. That's right, Mark, I want to hear from you, especially you guys. That's right. And Zingo TV is also available on Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire, and Fire TV sticks. Roku and Roku sticks are also available on all smart TVs from 2016 forward. Well, thanks, folks, for watching the Clubb Tracks TV show here on your Sunday evening. We always love you guys joining us here on the show. And it's time to introduce our awesome and very cool co-host, co-anchor of the show. And he is the lead singer and guitarist of New York City's classic rock band, The Handful. It's also a very cool solo artist, by the way, folks. Here he is, live from New York, Mr. Mark. Cool dude, Duda, to the show.
What's up, brother? Good to see you, man. And good to see you, Flo, man. Thanks for coming on, brother.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's been great, and like we often talk about, Noel, it's this week I got a chance to hear something really cool that I had never heard before. Yeah. And I've got a lot of thoughts about the music and kind of we're really looking forward to digging into how this project came about and what the inspiration was between some of these tunes and how you guys do your arranging and so much stuff. So, let's dig in, brother.
Sounds like a plan, man. Sounds good. So listeners formally here on the show. So they are a post-rock, progressive rock band from Munster in Germany. They formed in 2006. Today we're discussing the new record, which is due out August 26th, called Eraser. And of course, this was the latest single called Camilla, which has a video as well, posted on most media mainstreams you guys would. But please welcome Florian Flo from Long Distance Calling. Welcome to the show, Florian. How you doing?
I'm totally fine. It's late, but I'm fine.
How late is it, by the way, where you're at right now?
It's 5 after 1, so
1 a.m.
1:05 in the night, yes.
Yeah,
well usually nothing good happens after midnight, except for tonight.
Absolutely not.
When you're on our show.
Yeah.
Only this show there is, that's for sure. Well, hey, thanks again for joining us here on the show, man. Much appreciated, especially with this with the time difference here being so long and so late. Much apprecited. So, again, maybe fill us in really quickly as far as how did you guys form, being launched as Distance Calling? How did you guys form, and how do you get started?
As you said, we started in 2006, but actually we started to make music in late 2005, I think. It started as a fun project, nothing serious. We were just hanging around in the rehearsal room and doing some shit. And we did not expect this to be, or we did not expect this to end up like it did. So
cool thing. It like happened, it is
by accident, actually, the whole thing. So because when we started the band, everyone was involved in other bands and
other projects.
It was like a project, but it happened pretty fast that I think we recorded our first 4 songs pretty early, and there were some people interested in what we were doing, and then we thought, okay, maybe that's a good thing. So we will see what happens, and I'm here now. So
yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yeah. So did you guys kind of discover the style you guys have like quite quickly? Did it come on later on? Like when did it kind of unfold for you guys? The style you guys have of mental based primarily.
Yeah. When we started the band, we were actually looking for a singer, but there were some people. Yeah, maybe
Mark's right here.
We will see. And there were some people who were singing, but it just didn't work out the way we wanted it to. And then we decided, hey, why not stay instrumental and just do what we are up to. So and it's absolutely fun because writing instrumental songs is a totally different style of
absolutely
songwriting, because you don't have to focus on the vocals, and you don't have to do it like, okay, maybe there will be vocals, so we have a little bit less instrumental stuff and on that part. But and so since we don't have vocals, we can do whatever we want to, which is totally fun.
Yeah, wide open palette, basically, in your case. Yeah, very much so. So, who's your early musical influences for you guys growing up? Like, is it more of like a rock base? What's your influences when you guys are growing up?
Actually, pretty let's say heavy stuff. So I was totally into death metal and things like that, and the whole Swedish scene, this early 90s death metal stuff, and some of the other guys were like into very slow and heavy stuff, like Cult of Luna, for example, and ISIS, and that's what. And when we started the band, we said maybe we want to do something, a mixture of all these styles, and that was let's say the direction we were heading to.
Yeah, that's interesting, because a lot of bands that feature, you don't necessarily feature synths. You have synths at times, but a lot of those bands come from more like, it's either like Neubauten, like that kind of stuff, or like Rammstein or something like that. Your music is this is going to sound strange, but there's like a visual component to it for me. So like when I was listening to your songs, first thing I was listening to, I think, was Apparitions. It's a little older, and I kind of started picturing in my mind like a video game, like a first person shooter game. And like, and I'm listening to other songs and I'm picturing, like a war scene from a movie, or like illustrations. I mean, do you guys collaborate with visual effects people at all, whether or not it's live, or graphic designers for video creation? Because I think your music lends itself very well to an accompanying visual,
Yes. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, that's what we do when we play shows. So we have some screens
nice
in the back and showing some visuals, some atmospheric stuff, and
and it makes perfect sense.
It does, yeah.
And you guys choose that as a band, or you do collaborate with somebody else for that?
No, we choose that as a band, and
nice.
I think it's because the whole thing is instrumental, so everyone can maybe everyone can interpret the music in a different way. Like
absolutely.
You imagining a war scene, or maybe some ego shooter stuff, and maybe some other one is thinking of skies or something like that.
Well, it's interesting, because if I read the name of the song before I listen to it, then the name of the song will influence what I'm visualizing, right? Like would happen with Black Paper Planes, or Giants Leaving, or songs like that, where I already have an idea. But you're right. Like it's totally open to an individual's interpretation. If you don't have any other information. And I think that space is there because you don't have the singer. Like you're saying, like if you listen to like Camilla, right? I could listen to that beat for 3 minutes by itself. You know, that drum beat is killer. And you let the song kind of breathe. The keys come over. You're letting the song breathe. You're letting it evolve. You're letting it get going. And, you know, there's push and pull and different textures you guys are weaving into there. And there's room for it because you don't have the vocals. So I'm a singer, and usually I don't listen to instrumental music, but I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. And I think also for movies or television or, you know, things like that.
Yeah, I can absolutely understand that instrumental music is very special. So even for me, as a member in an instrumental band, I'm not listening to that much instrumental stuff because it's very special. It's not easy to listen to because you have to be in the mood and you have to really want to listen to stuff like that. Yeah,
you're right.
You have to make
it's intentional. You have to be committed to it, but it's really cool. And I mean, I got to say, like, all the instrumentation is great, but I was so drawn to the drumming. And on the new record, the drum sound is so good, dude. I mean, it sounded good on the earlier stuff too, but on this new record, that drum sound is insanely good. It's pristine. It's got balls. It's loud. So you have a producer? How do you guys go about getting those sounds? Do you get them yourselves? You know, how did that happen?
Yeah, especially for the new record and for the last one, we wanted to have a very special drum sound. So we rented a special studio with a very huge room, and to make it sound natural, and because we absolutely don't like these modern metal or rock productions, like when it sounds like, you know, that's
it's all in the box. They're recording everything in the computer.
So yeah, and we wanted it to sound natural and huge, and and I think
you got
as you said, we got it. Luckily, so
it's important too for your music because I mean it's you know, it really drives, and you do have areas again where the songs can soar and they can breathe, and you're using different textures. But when your drummer wants to be, he can be brutal.
Yeah,
and it gets that visceral. Like I was outside walking, listening to some of the music, and when I was listening to Camilla, for example, I noticed like I'm going faster. Right, so it's having an effect on me, and it's that beat that really is at the heart of it. Awesome,
yeah.
Sorry, Noel, I started to hog the interview there.
Oh, it's so good, dude. It's so good, man.
I will let you know that like your drums.
You know, I'm a drummer, so I love the sound too. It's a great drum sound you got there. Fantastic. And I agree, it's definitely an evolved sound compared to what I heard from earlier stuff you guys did before. So
the production for sure, yeah,
absolutely. I was gonna ask you about your new single, Camilla. What was the inspiration behind that song? And before I even have you answer the question, I have to say I just love your atmospheric sound to your music. I love the melodicness to your sound, and like Mark was saying, I love the dynamics where you kind of go into a softer area and then you go boom, bang. Here's some power for you. But you can just go back to let me know. Kind of let us know as far as what's inspiration behind the single Camilla.
Yeah, the whole album is dedicated to a species on the verge of extinction. So yeah, and the song is about the monkeys, the gorilla. And we it was like we had a certain animal, and then we wanted to write the music especially for that certain animal, like with its significant characteristics and something like that. So and monkeys are smart animals, and they are very uh, um, uh, complex. So I guess that's what we wanted to sound like in the song, like slow parts and fast parts and heavy parts and very mellow parts, like everything you can imagine of. So
Yeah.
No, very cool, very cool. So the record, Racers, is due to come out in August 26th. Is that correct? It's still due out 26th of August.
that's correct. Yeah. That's correct.
Yeah, gotcha. So it's actually 9 singles on there, or nine songs on the album. Are they all kind of along the same lines of Camilla? Are they all kind of different directions? Can we share a little light on that record as far as what to expect on Eraser coming out in late August?
I think every song is totally different on that record. We have some very long songs. We always have very long songs like Apparitions, for example, which is about 11 minutes, I think, something like that. And on the new album, there is a very long song as well. I think it's even longer than Apparitions. And we have a very short song as well, because we thought, okay, that song is a long song, that song is a long song, that one as well. So maybe we need a short one to
balance it all out,
make it a bit more interesting to listen to. And there are slow songs on it and some faster songs on it. And yeah, I think it's a very, very interesting record. So I guess everyone who's into rock music or heavy metal, or how you want to call it, is
progressive metal, right? Anybody that listens to anything
atmospheric rock, or I don't know how to call it. So I guess everyone who's into that style will definitely be able to find something he likes on the record.
Yeah, can relate to it for sure. I totally agree with you completely. Absolutely. And the record, was that produced by somebody else? You guys part of the production of that record? How'd that work out when it comes to production?
He did not really work as a producer. He just recorded the basics in the studio, and everything else was recorded by ourselves in our home studio. So all guitars and everything else. So, and yeah.
Gotcha.
Because we know how we want to sound on the record. So yeah, I guess that's the best way for us to record an album.
Yeah, it's to be doing yourselves, or in this case, do yourself, because you sound the best. Yeah, I hear you.
And I mean, to have that kind of cohesive. To have that kind of cohesiveness where you're all kind of agreeing on the same sound, even though you're not in the same place. I mean, it takes. Is that a function of your band having been together a long time, or was it like that right away? And how about band members? Do you change band members, or has it always been the same group of guys?
When we started, we were like 5 people in the band, and now we're 4, but the 4 people have been the same from the beginning on. So I guess we know how we want to sound, and yeah. So, and I think maybe sometimes that's the fun part, because you don't know what to expect when you're entering the studio. Like we did, we were experimenting a lot with sounds and effects, and maybe we can do it in another way. It's not the way we want it to sound, and maybe we can do the song next time. Let's do something else, and like that. So yeah, so that was absolutely fun, and there were absolutely no limits with in the recording session. So like, yeah.
I mean, it sounds like is having that total artistic control over the product. Is that something that you guys insist on? That's important to you?
Absolutely, yeah. I think that's very important for us as a band. We wanna decide how a song sounds, and
Yeah, right on. Makes sense. And there's again, you change stylistically a little bit on the album, and there are a lot of different textures, but it does sound like a cohesive record. It sounds like Long Distance Calling, right? That's your sound, right?
Thanks.
So no matter, absolutely. And you know, I notice also that sometimes you do some interesting things. Like I thought in just to go back to Apparitions, you know, you had some sort of soaring keys in that song, and then all of a sudden sort of this stunning rhythm guitars that you slam into, and you rhythmically, that almost sounded like rhythm, like you could have done it with the drums. You know what I mean? So I understand what you're saying. You guys get creative in terms of, you know, what each of the instruments is contributing to the song, right? It's not necessarily just lead or just rhythm. And it sounds like you have many tracks. Like when I hear the guitar playing, I can hear, you know, often many tracks there.
Right.
Yeah, but actually we like to keep it pretty simple because we want to be able to perform the songs on stage. It's not like that we have like rhythm guitar, lead guitar, and a second lead guitar, and blah blah blah, blah and so on and so on. So we it happens sometimes, but most of the time it's pretty simple actually. So yeah.
Everybody's you know, you're all really good musicians. I mean, very you know, highly skilled. You're all very tight.
Guys are great.
Or at least it sounds that way by the time the record comes out, right? So you're all, you know, fairly accurate players. Everybody's able to play quickly. It's not sloppy at all. It's certainly, you know, very tight. So, is the technical aspect of the music, how important is that to you guys?
I think the new albums are a bit more technical than the first ones.
Okay.
But I think atmosphere was always much more important than technical stuff. So yeah, like if there's a riff with it's totally heavy and totally then and it fits to the song, why not? But yeah, it's not that we like, okay, we have to do this and to do this and do this, and it has to be prog. So yeah, we just do whatever we want, and we have some songs that are very very simple, like down 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 down, like so, and there is not much more happening at first sight, but of course there are some other things happening during the song, but yeah, it depends on the song.
Really interesting. I mean, the title track sounded to me like it could have been a long chase scene from a movie, you know, like it really, and it was very intense, that song, Eraser. Do you want to talk about that song at all? What is that about, and what inspired it?
Yeah, that's actually, I think, or maybe one of my favorite songs of the new album, and the song Eraser is dedicated to the human, because a human is like the one who is responsible for all the shit happening in the world.
That's true. That's cool.
So, and that's because we decided to have that song as the final song on the album. Like there are certain animals, and then in the end, there is the human, which is like the start and the end of everything.
Yeah, no, that's cool. There are sort of stark components to it, and again, it's a song that it sort of has like an eerie aspect of it, like you're being chased or something. I thought it was really cool. I mean, I was really getting lost in my thoughts as I listened to the song, you know, and that's another benefit of not having a singer, because nobody's telling me the story, right? It's whatever's happening up here when I'm listening. I thought that was powerful. And again, I don't listen to a lot of instrumental music, but I was very surprised, pleasantly surprised by the record. And Eraser, I thought, was a very special song to me.
I think so too, yeah.
Excellent song.
And the message there you're talking about there, that's a really deep message.
It's heavy, yeah. And it's true.
And timely.
We are responsible for erasing species off the planet, right? And we continue to do so. Even though we know better now, we continue to do so. So it kind of makes you think about that, you know?
Yeah. But also too, like also another point there too is that we're in a changing world. You know, like it's really changing the way people think, the processes, and things are done. The political stage is changing a lot. So I mean, I kind of thinking out loud, if you had some lyrics behind that song, like for me, I'd be, oh my God, that's really amazing, because you're saying so much.
It's you know, it's like the planet's sort of the battlefield for all that shit, right? And all the casualties are
us.
Ultimately, we'll be the casualties, but we'll be the last ones, right?
Yeah, but we are the casualties for sure. Yeah. Fascinating.
Absolutely.
That's deep stuff.
Yeah,
I like that.
Have you guys ever thought about having a singer at some point in time? Because I mean, that's a really cool idea to explore, lyrically speaking. That's such a cool idea. Did you guys ever think the idea of the odd time on a couple tracks a record?
Yeah, you've had some guest singers, right?
Actually, yeah, we have that on some songs, but it's not easy to have someone who is not like in the who is not in the
band, because
the band to be the thing, because
that's
because we're not able to perform the songs on stage. So it's always special, but not easy to on the road and on shows and everything. So
understood.
Definitely understood.
It could be a cool marketing idea, maybe, to bring in a well-known singer and collaborate with them, if for no other reason than to get extra ears on the record. That's how I think. You know what I mean? But I honestly, I could see your concerts being very exciting without a singer, especially with the visual component that you described.
Yeah, the visual would be great.
What are your crowds like? Are they what are the people like that come to see you play? What are the crowds like?
Actually, they have maybe they have changed a bit within the last years. They got older a bit, the people at the show. So I guess, like, you can say the 40-year-old a male is
it's like our age.
The main people are the main people listening to our music and visiting our shows. But of course, there are some younger people and some and even some older people. There were some people at a show who said, "Man, I'm like 68 and I've seen them all in the 70s. I've seen Pink Floyd, I've seen Fleetwood Mac and blah blah, and now I'm watching you." So that was totally awesome.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Like,
every now and then, you might want to drop one in there for the ladies. Just get a couple chicks at the concert. But actually, no, I think your vibe makes sense. I understand there's a masculine component to it. I would say overall, I hear your music as aggressive, even though there are passages in all of the songs that are not. I think overall it does have a fairly aggressive posture. I happen to like that, but
Yeah,
I am a
I think
40-year-old male, even
Yeah, we
more.
got that.
So, I'm going to like that. Yeah.
Oh, very true. Very true.
yeah.
So you
But
always
there are some,
wait, go ahead.
of
Go ahead,
course,
Darren.
there are some there are some females at shows as well, but it's not like at a show, let's say. So the thing is, we're not that young anymore as well. So I am
I
in the
get
band, so
it. I
and
get
not
it.
that
We
woo,
get
they are
it.
so sweet and so hard.
We
So I
get
am.
it.
That's it. As long as they buy the tickets and they buy the records, the money's the same. Now, for
That's
for
all
me,
that
for me
matters.
and
Yeah.
my bands, it's difficult to make money. So I have to make sure when I make an album that I think I'm going to sell enough of them, because if I don't get to make another one. And is there some concern with you guys about needing to sell a certain amount, or are you self-financed and you're comfortable just putting out your own art?
Yeah. It depends on. So we, of course, we don't sell that much records, but it's been totally all right so far. So
Good.
we're not complaining, and the record companies were not complaining as well so far.
Nice.
That's good.
We will
That's
see
good.
what's going to happen with the new album. You never know.
It's very
But
strong. I've heard some of your earlier stuff, but I actually prefer this album largely
okay,
because of
Yeah, it's a
the
great record.
sounds. Again, that drum sound is.
Yeah,
I think
phenomenal.
many people are going to ask you about that and how you got that.
they did, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. The metal John Bonham right there for sure. For sure.
The guys
Really? Oh,
it
that's
reminds me of
fantastic
Charlie
drummer.
Benante. Like Charlie Benante from Anthrax, even like Scott Travis from Judas Priest. Those guys can play like that, but not too many.
Nope, that's he's right. Exactly.
yeah. I think it's because he started, of course, he started in a metal band, so and yeah, he's able to do the heavy stuff and the very fast stuff,
And you
and
guys
he's
allow him to play. You give him freedom.
of course,
He
yeah,
has the freedom to play. You guys clearly, a lot of times bands might say, well, rein that in. That's a little crazy. You're playing too much, whatever. You guys just let him do what he wants. And I like that. It's great. He plays a lot, right? So you have a heavy rhythm component of the song. But again, you find ways to fill up the songs so that we don't miss the singer. So it's okay,
Yeah, I think maybe the reason is because for that is we write the songs as a four-piece, so there is no a main songwriter in the band. So we'll no, so everyone is involved in the songwriting, and maybe
and you get along.
Yeah, most of the
So
time, yeah.
Most of the time, every now and then, you guys have.
Yeah,
heads.
absolutely. Of course, there are
Always,
some. There were some rehearsals when, for example, I was having a riff and I was like, "Man, this is fucking amazing! I'm gonna show you." And then the other guys were like, yeah.
It happens to all of us, man. It's happened to me.
And I was like, "Fuck you, man!" But it happens in a band, and yeah.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Sure.
That's pretty cool because I mean, the only band I ever heard doing that where it's all collaborative, like songwriters, is with Rush and Red Hot Chili Peppers. I've seen
Wow.
Oh yeah.
like that too. Yeah.
Okay.
You don't hear that very often though. When the band collabs together on music, you don't really hear really that often.
And there's
Usually one
longevity
guy.
there, even from 06 to now. That's a long running band. That's longevity, especially for four male egos in one room.
Yeah.
Everybody with talent.
Yeah.
That's a good run. So it definitely is a testament to you guys all being emotionally mature enough, right, to allow each other space to showcase all your talents. That can be a challenge for sure, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. But I think for us, the main thing is the song at last. So it's not like, oh, I have this certain lick, I want to put it into the song. It's like, okay, then it's out. The song is cool, even without the lick. So that's all that matters to us. It's always just about the song, not
That's
about
but
egos or anything like that. So it's like, no.
Yeah.
No, that's great. That's a great attitude.
Yeah, but it's a very good tenure to have for a band in this day and age with folks that are all clearly so skilled. So I think that's impressive, and I think it's why you're getting better. Again, I wasn't so familiar with a lot of your songs, but I did listen to a bunch of it, and I really thought the newest album had the strongest material.
Yeah, it sure does.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah,
for that.
Yeah, really,
so
stand.
It's not always when you're releasing a new album, you never know. Like it's the best stuff we have done so far or not, or it's always a bit. You're not like.
It's uncertainty, right? Yeah. Anytime there's uncertainty, you get nervous about it. And
course,
as an artist, you put yourself out there when you release music, and you're exposed to people not to, everyone wants to offer their opinions. So, that's impressive. It's an impressive record. Definitely. Now, do you have plans to tour?
Of course.
We wanted to ask you about that.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, yeah. I think there is already something scheduled for March next year, but only in Germany and the rest of Europe. So far, we haven't been to the States yet, unfortunately. But maybe with the new album and the new label, this will be a thing finally, hopefully.
Yeah, I think they would love you over here. I mean, I definitely think the fans would love you in New York. Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely can see your stuff definitely translating over here very well in North America.
Yeah. So maybe, hopefully, we will be there soon.
Yeah, sooner than later. Yeah. Absolutely.
Hopefully.
Well, I got to ask you too about your hometown, Munster, Germany. What's is music scene still pretty heavy in Germany overall? Is it a little more diverse? For me, I always remember being very, very heavy metal, death metal when I was growing up through the '90s and so forth. But is it still like very, very heavy bass in Germany, musically speaking?
Well, I think it's pretty mixed up. I think we have like very, very heavy bands, and especially in my hometown, which is a small town, but we have very let's say healthy scene in our hometown with lots of musicians, and it's like everyone is in that band and in that band as well, and involved in 50 different projects going on and like that. So that's lots of fun.
How about you, Flo? Are you involved in other projects as well?
Yes, I am. I am in a, let's say, 80s rock band called H.E.R. And
like Accept, Scorpions. I'm saying all the German bands I know, right? I love Udo and I love Klaus as a singer,
Right on.
Scorpions is, I think Scorpions is a small influence for us, but it's more like the A&R stuff, like a journey and things like that. So.
Well, that's how you get the girls. You start playing.
Good point.
So that's cool. So you're in this really heavy, super original project, and then you have the other side of you to play some old songs you love, right?
Of course, absolutely, yes. And
That's nice.
and beside that, I just released another record last week.
Oh wow!
Me too.
Very heavy stuff.
Yeah, that's great.
Very heavy stuff. So at the moment, I'm in 4 bands, actually 4 bands.
What?
Yes.
4
That's
bands. Holy
That's
cow!
great. I love that.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's exhausting. It's it's very, very exhausting to be in 4 bands at the same time. How the fuck do I handle all this stuff? Rehearsal with the first band and the rehearsal with the second band, and then we have to play a show there, and oh god, holy shit!
Yeah.
How am I gonna do that? But yeah, as long as it's fun, I think it's okay. And if it stops, being fun, I will have to see what happens. So
yeah,
I get it.
It makes sense. Yeah,
That sure does. Sure does.
There's a heavy scene in Munster, man. Who knew?
Yo, kidding, eh?
It's more than soccer and more than soccer and cheese, right? We got more happening in Munster. Cool.
That's our kind of town. That's all I know right now, Mark. That's our kind of
No doubt.
We gotta go there someday.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind.
Cool. Rock and roll road trip right there.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. Yeah, so it's moving on here. So do you have if you had a wish list, is anybody out there you want to collaborate with, musically speaking, on a record, a single? Is anybody you have a dream list you want to work with, collaborate with? Anywhere.
Of course, there are some people we of course we always wanted to do something with Steve Wilson, but he obviously is not interested so far. Awesome. But maybe in the future, and we will see.
I could definitely hear that. Absolutely.
Makes sense.
Definitely.
And there are some other people. I can imagine, for example, doing something together with Alice in Chains, for example, something like that. So because
very cool. I love Alice in Chains.
They're great
because
band.
They were the one that a lot of people categorize them as grunge, but they're not grunge. They're a metal band, and they predated grunge by about a number of years.
Yeah,
I think it's just a function of them having been from Washington. They got thrown into that box. But Elaine Staley, you see, he that type of vocal would sound good with your music. It really would.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, he's not here anymore, but
I
think he would fit perfectly to our style. Perfectly, like it.
Yeah. Even Mike Patton from Faith No More, or a diverse singer that had
for example, Mike Patton is one of my absolute favorite singers of all time, and
it surprised me. Cool. It makes sense. That makes sense.
Very cool. Sure does.
Yeah.
Because in a small way, in a very small way, I kind of think of Faith No More the second record when I listen to your last record. For some reason, I still like to think about
even Fantomas and Dead Cross, all of it.
Very
much
stuff. That kind of same vein of Faith No More. I do
like if there was a tour like that had Faith No More or Mr. Bungle or any of that stuff on it, it would make sense for these guys.
It would.
I could see that.
Yeah. Also, it's called Angel Dust. The second record is called Angel Dust from Faith No More.
That's a brilliant record.
I was thinking of right there when I heard your record. Like, that kind of reminds me of something. It's like, it's Faith No More.
That's a high compliment because Angel Dust is really a great record.
It's pretty awesome grunge record for its time too. I mean, it's up to the top 100 for. I always thought it's my top 15, top 10.
Now in the United States, Flo, they only allowed me to hear right now. I was only able to listen to 4 of the songs off the new album. The rest of them are not out yet, and so I didn't get it. You know, what I heard I thought was brilliant, but is there anything like, what can we expect? How can I put this? You know, with the rest of the album, like when you guys went there and put it together, do you agonize over like the order of the songs, or, you know, the type of vibe you want to take us between? And is that part of what it goes into, like chapters in a book, or do you just have singles?
No. It's like we the order of the songs on the record is the way it is to make it interesting, like up and down and things like that, to like waves, like floating around.
And it matters. Yeah, it matters to you guys.
Heavy song, and then you have a very mellow song, and then a heavy song as well after that again, and then slow song and a fast song, a short one, and then after that a very long song. So I think we managed to make it interesting.
So is this album meant to be listened to? You know, if you have the time and you can do it, is this album best heard start to finish, one sitting?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. I'm looking forward to that, because again, we got, you know, 4 songs, but they're strong enough that I'm going to listen to the rest of it. But, you know,
You're sold. Yeah.
You guys put so much into the arrangements. I figured that it probably mattered to you what order you put them in. So that's interesting.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's my take too. And heard the record, stuff I heard. I thought, wow, this is more of an album band than a singles band. I thought, wow, this is
not a singles band, right? Soundtrack, yes.
Soundtrack, sure, yeah, 100%. Yeah, it was comments you made about the atmospheric and being kind of lent to movie soundtracks. Like, yeah, that's actually that's a natural step for
you. And I got a sci-fi vibe. I mean, like I mentioned that song "Giants Leaving" before, but I was picturing like a Roger Dean painting. You know, the Yes sort of that type of visual. You know, of course, that's my brain too.
Let's figure it
very cool. But
like it.
Of course, the whole science fiction thing is fits perfectly to our music. Absolutely, yeah.
Awesome. And does that influence the visuals you show during your stage performance?
Yeah, it does. Sometimes, yeah. It depends on the song, but yeah, absolutely, of course. When we did the last album, it was like a science fiction themed album, and we had the visuals especially done for every song. So that was very cool.
Yeah, it makes so much sense. Really does.
Yeah, it really does. And we're also at time already, so I'm gonna ask you, where else can people find more information on you guys and what you guys are up to for live shows? Where can they find more of you guys online?
Yeah, of course. Check out the social media stuff like Facebook, Instagram, and the homepage. And of course, yeah, that's it. You can find anything you're looking for.
Yeah, guys, I checked them out today. I got there on Instagram. It's at Long Distance Calling. They're checked, verified site, and you can get to any other place from there for the folks out there listening.
Well, that's handy. That's good to know. Well, thanks, Mark, for that. That's really cool. That's good to know.
You got it.
Definitely. Because you guys are really very special, very cool. And I want to see you guys come back and show again real soon. So it'd be really awesome there, Florian. It'd be great to see you again.
I expect great success.
Yeah. And before you go, you have plans for the next single coming out the next little while? Near future? Fall time?
The next single, I'm not sure, but I think we're gonna release a single soon after the album will be released. 26th of August, right?
That's right, 26th
August 26th is the release date, and yeah, but as you said, we're not a single band, so we're more like an album band, and
really looking forward to
check out more and more and more. Yeah, for sure. Well, hey, Florian, it's great talking with you, sir, and good luck with everything. And, what's when the new record coming out? So, folks, is Eraser by Long Distance Calling, be out this August 26th. Check it out, the new record Eraser. And thanks again, Florian. Thanks for being on the show, and of course, thanks to Mark, Cool Dude, Duda. Congrats to you on your new record.
Nice to meet you, Flo.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me. That was fun.
It's fun for us too.
Very nice.
We're gonna do it again real soon. That's all I know. Well, folks, check out the Zingo TV for all the news. Watch it, hear it, read it, download it, live it. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, Flo. Thank you, Mark. And guys, we'll see you real soon. Take care. All the best.
Bye.